Hello, Midshore friends, and welcome back to another edition of What's Good Wednesday on Radio Chesapeake. I'm Jamie Dingler, and as always, I'm thrilled to spend this time with you celebrating the people, places, and organizations that make our corner of Maryland shine a little bit brighter every week. We're starting today in Kent County, where the Chamber of Commerce teed up a fantastic day on the greens earlier this week. Their third annual golf tournament brought golfers of all experience levels out to the Chester River Yacht and Country Club. With Cross Street Realtors serving as the proud title sponsor, the day kicked off with registration at 11 and a shotgun start at noon. From there, it was all friendly competition, sunshine, and plenty of networking as teams made their way through the scramble format course. Prizes were awarded to the top-performing teams and to winners of individual on-course contests, but the real win was the incredible show of support from local businesses. The Chamber extended its appreciation to a long list of sponsors who made the event possible, including Chesapeake Bank and Trust as the beverage sponsor, Peoples, powered by Hanscom Federal Credit Union, and Fleetwood Insurance Group as the transfusion and crush station sponsors, Gillespie and Son, Gillespie Precast as the beverage cart sponsor, Biggs Fuel Company as the golf cart sponsor, the Gunston School supporting the lunch and grill station, Avalon Energy Services as the golf ball sponsor, and Kent School as the golf tee sponsor. Additional tee sponsors included Connect Wealth, Mid-Atlantic Facility Services, The Wharf at Handy Point, and Todd Sales Rentals and Towing. Events like this do more than bring people together. They help fuel the Chamber's ongoing work to support business development and economic activity throughout Kent County. If you're already thinking ahead to next year or want to learn more about sponsorship opportunities, you can find details at kentchamber.org/golf tournament or reach out to Sarah King at the Chamber. And speaking of the sponsors, Kent School, they've had a big couple of weeks themselves, starting with a milestone moment for the class of 2026. Families, faculty, trustees, alumni, and friends gathered for a heartfelt graduation ceremony celebrating students' achievements and the values that have shaped their time at the school: curiosity, character, compassion, and a love of learning. The ceremony featured an inspiring address from alumna Helen Camerzell, who reminded graduates that their Kent School experience has prepared them not only academically, but as thoughtful, engaged members of their communities. She encouraged them to carry forward curiosity, courage, and kindness as they step into their next chapter. Several special awards were presented during the ceremony. 7th grader Carmen Dean received the Brian B. Kane Jr. Award, the school's only monetary award, recognizing determined effort, strong academics, and a cooperative, responsible attitude. The Americanism Award, honoring courage, honor, leadership, patriotism, scholarship, and service, was presented to Sai Shawani by the Sergeant Preston Ashley American Legion Post 228. The Joan C. American Award for Excellence in Literature went to Lula Bramble, recognized for her deep love of literature and her thoughtful engagement with the written word. And the Osprey Award, honoring moral leadership and excellence, was awarded to Carrington Gertzmeyer, who consistently motivates and uplifts her peers across academics, athletics, and the arts. As each graduate received their certificate of completion, the school shared remarks highlighting their individual strengths and accomplishments. Members of the class of 2026 are heading off to an impressive list of secondary schools, including Episcopal High School, Georgetown Prep, Georgetown Visitation, Gonzaga, the Gunston School, Indian Creek School, Kent County High School's STEM Academy, and St. Peter and Paul. Kent School congratulates the entire class and wishes them every success as they begin this exciting new chapter. But the celebrations don't stop there. Kent School has also officially begun renovations to its Deborah C. Williams Middle School building, another major milestone in its Together We Soar campaign. Construction began on June 8th, with crews removing cubbies and cabinetry that have served students since the building first opened in the 1970s. The renovation will transform existing space into 2 new humanities classrooms and a STEAM classroom designed for hands-on collaboration in engineering, technology, and design. This project is part of a broader effort that includes the new Osprey Innovation Center and continued investment in the school's endowment. With just $190,000 left to reach their $2 million campaign goal, the school is inviting community members to help bring these transformational projects across the finish line. Updates will continue throughout the summer, and more information is available at kentschool.org/giving. Before we move on, let's take a quick break. Stay with us. There's plenty more good news ahead on What's Good Wednesday. Welcome back to What's Good Wednesday. I'm glad you're here because we've got more uplifting stories from across the Midshore. The Midshore Community Foundation is offering a fantastic learning opportunity for nonprofit leaders, fundraisers, and anyone interested in strengthening their organization's case for support. On a Wednesday, June 24th, from 9 to 10 a.m., they're hosting a free webinar with internationally renowned author and fundraising expert Tom Ahern. Participants will learn how to craft compelling, donor-centered messaging rooted in psychology and neuroscience, tools that can make a real difference in inspiring generosity. Registration is required, and you can sign up at mscf.org/training-networking. For questions, reach out to Heather Pickens, MSCF's Director of Marketing and Community Engagement. Over at Atkins Arboretum, staff members have been busy representing the Midshore on the national stage. 4 members of the Arboretum team, Executive Director Jenna Tiernan, Director of Public Engagement Abby Lorenz, Director of Advancement Susie Moore, and Director of Communications Laura Vlahovic, attended the American Public Garden Association's annual conference in San Francisco. They spent the week attending sessions, touring remarkable public and private gardens, networking with peers from across the country, and soaking up the California sunshine. Abby Lorenz also presented a session alongside Natalie Jones of Brook Green Gardens in South Carolina. Their presentation, entitled Rooted in Story, Building Cultural Programming That Connects People in Place, drew a full room of attendees eager to learn how storytelling can deepen community engagement in public garden spaces. Back home, the Arboretum recently hosted its magical annual Forest Music event, where musicians from the National Music Festival performed along the wooded trails as guests wandered through the trees. And coming up this Sunday, June 21st, they're hosting the Summer Solstice Social, a family-friendly celebration of the longest day of the year and of the Arboretum's members whose support makes so much possible. Guests are invited to bring a blanket and a picnic dinner, enjoy lawn games and giant bubbles, and take in the lively sounds of the Chop Tank Little Big Band. Advance registration is appreciated, and details are available at atkinsarboretum.org. Finally today, we're celebrating a powerful moment of recognition for one of the Midshore's most dedicated childcare leaders. During the Maryland General Assembly's final bill signing ceremony on May 26th, Governor Wes Moore honored Christy Morrell, Executive Director of Critchlow Atkins Children's Centers, for her leadership and advocacy on behalf of children, families, and childcare providers across the state. In a surprise announcement, Governor Moore presented Christy with the ceremonial first signing pen, acknowledging her commitment to working families and her tireless efforts to advance equitable childcare policy. Throughout the 2025-2026 legislative session, Christy worked alongside childcare leaders statewide to advocate for expanded access to high-quality, affordable childcare. Their efforts helped pass landmark legislation, HB 849 and HB 1321, which together represent the largest investment in childcare in Maryland history. These bills will move more than 3,200 families off the Child Care Scholarship Program waitlist and extend critical scholarship funding through fiscal year 2027. Additional legislation restores funding for Maryland Excels, the state's quality rating and improvement system. Critchlow-Atkins has long been recognized as a leader in early childhood education, consistently maintaining the highest Excels Level 5 rating. Governor Moore praised both the organization and Christie's leadership, noting that Critchlow-Atkins has been a trusted anchor for Midshore families since 1970. He emphasized that the newly signed bills will help retain highly qualified teachers and welcome more families into safe, supportive, high-quality childcare environments. Christie shared that the recognition was deeply meaningful, but emphasized that advocacy is never about one person. It's about the thousands of families who rely on childcare and the educators who dedicate their lives to nurturing young learners. She expressed pride in the collective effort that made these historic investments possible. And that, friends, is what community looks like. People coming together to lift up children, families, and the future of the Midshore. That's all for this week's edition of What's Good Wednesday. If your local nonprofit has something to celebrate, send it my way at wednesday@bewhatsgood.com to be featured on an upcoming episode. Now go out, get involved, and I'll see you back here next week for more of What's Good here on the Midshore.